Gas up the Jeep, it's good to be free. Load up the pans and fishing poles. The highway is long, the wheels turning round. Pack up the cook stove and the bowls. Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I are on the road.
Hey everybody, I'm back in the kitchen again today, and I thought I would make one of those ingredients that you find in almost all professional kitchens, and that's a green oil or an herb oil. And it's super handy when you're plating up your food to give it that splash of color and that little splash of herb flavor. Now today I was walking through the farmer's market and I saw this nice Italian parsley. So I'm going to be making a simple parsley oil today, but just know that depending on what types of dishes that you're making, you can use any herb that you like. You can make a basil oil, a dill oil, really just any sort of green herb will work really well for this. Now the ingredients are simple, it's just that, herbs and oil. So we have our parsley, and today I'm using grapeseed oil, but you can use any sort of neutral oil that you have. Now there's many ways to make a green oil. At its simplest, you can take this parsley and throw it into a blender with some oil, blend it up, and you can use it just like that, straight out of the blender. In that case, it's going to be a little bit thicker. It's going to have a lot of the parsley pulp in there, and it's going to have the little bits and pieces. So it's going to be sort of an opaque kind of a parsley oil. The other option is to take that and strain it through a coffee filter or a fine mesh strainer, and you'll get a much clearer oil. And I think the best way to do it is to take your parsley, and then we're going to put this into boiling water, and we're going to blanch it really quickly, and then we're going to put it into ice water to stop the cooking. And then we're going to take that parsley and we're going to put it into the blender with the oil and blend it up, and then we're going to put it on the stove and cook it just for a little bit to warm it up, and that helps to separate a lot of the plant matter from the oil, and you'll get a clearer oil, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I have some water coming to a boil on the stove. The next thing, we just need to get our parsley ready, and then we're going to move on with the process. So, all right, we're just going to cut the stems off the bottom there, and then we're just going to take this to the stove, and I'm going to throw here my boiling water. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of salt, and then throw my parsley in. Really, this is just only for a little bit, maybe like 30 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to go right into our ice water. And this is going to stop the cooking, and this is what really is going to give us that nice green color that's going to last. All right, and then when our parsley is nice and cool, we're going to squeeze it out best we can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to put this on some paper towels, just like that. Okay, I'll get rid of this. I'm going to squeeze this out, get most of the moisture out of there. Take a little bit of these stems. Okay, and then I'm going to take our parsley and then put it into this small container, because I'm going to be using an immersion blender. It's for this. And then oil. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there is our green oil, and then we're going to put this into a saucepan, just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to just lightly warm this up, and this is going to help kind of clarify this a little bit. Okay, that is it. This will help separate the pulp from the oil. I'm going to turn off the heat, and then over here I have a measuring cup with, this is actually the filter off of a pour over coffee, little coffee pot, but I think this works really well because it has a really fine mesh in there. So, and I'm going to take our oil and put that right over that. You can see how quickly that oil is separating from the pulp. Even give it a little squish here so we get all of it. Okay, so there you go. There is our green oil once it's been all strained out. Now I just made a tiny little bit because I only need it for a couple of things, but normally like in a restaurant you'd make a whole bunch of parsley and make a large batch so you can fill up, you know, a large squeeze bottle. I just need a little bit for a couple dishes, but I'm going to pour it in here, show you exactly how we would use it. Once again, just a tiny little bit here, but you would use it as you're plating, just like this, and squeeze a little bit, you know, onto your plate for color and a little bit of that herb flavor, depending on what kind of herbs that you use. It's great to use as a garnish on top of a soup, but it's really nice and colorful and vibrant and really useful in the kitchen, especially if you want to take that little extra step to make your dishes look really nice. I'm going to be using this for a recipe coming up, so you'll see that soon, but I wanted to kind of give you a quick little how-to on how to make this, and it's super simple and super useful. And the nice thing is you'll impress your guests with that little bit of extra something like you would see in a professional kitchen, and it really does make your dishes really stand out, and that little bit of extra flavor makes all the difference in the world.
Yes,
anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, please subscribe. That always helps us a lot, and we will see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.
Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I